one's right. They don't like him going left because that's what he wants to do here. And they're contesting every single shot. So, though we talk about the offense, right now Dallas has done a nice job defensively.
That's not to say he can't light you up for 20 and a quarter, but what they're doing so far, they've been very effective.
Yeah, and he
throws it away. Now it's turnover time for both teams. Look out, Bobby. Whoa. We're going to give him a 10 just for the dive, the style points. Nobody hurt down on that end of the floor, I don't think.
You may not see him for a while.
He's back on the floor, and he says, give me the ball. And he's got it, and he scores. That's what happens when you end up in the fourth row. They can forget about you. Bobby's got to laugh about that.
He has to. He decided, well, don't go down. Just stay and wait. It'll come back.
38-34. What a crazy sequence that was. And Jamison forces one on the baseline, didn't get a foul call, and back comes Sacramento. And they've got numbers right now. Peeler, the extra pass to Miller's picked off. And it's running up and down the floor, and Dirk Nowitzki finishes that one.
Again, every turnover leads to an open layup for the Mavs.
Back in Dallas, a tight one here, and I'm joined by Mark Cuban, who is a Mavs fan for life. How's this one going? I mean, I understand you like when these two teams play.
Oh, this is crazy. This is like a pickup game at the gym where it's just up and down, call your own fouls, smack the guy in the head, and it doesn't matter. It's amazing. The fans are into it. You can tell the guys on the court are into it. This is barnyard basketball at its best. You got to love it.
Now, 2 weeks ago, this team was struggling. Now a 7-game win streak. Don Nelson tells me today the pressure feels like it's off. How much of that pressure was coming from the owner?
Well, I mean, no one likes to lose. I mean, I feel pressure, Nelly feels pressure, the players feel the most pressure, the fans feel pressure. It's never fun to lose, but winning cures everything.
Yeah, it sure does. You've said at times you can be a little impatient, a little too emotional, a little too focused. Did that happen at all during that stretch?
No, I mean, nothing's really changed. I mean, this is the way I've always been. It was this way when we were 9-23 when I took over. I haven't changed an ounce.
And the team as it stands right now, is there still room for a backup big man, or are you ready to stand pat on this roster?
Well, no, backup, yeah, but if we don't see any major changes, knock that down dirty, yeah! Oh. I don't see any major changes at all. I love this team.
You obviously do love him. Let's let you watch. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Michelle.
Back to you guys.
That was Mark on play-by-play. I don't say knock it down, Durkee. So he missed it, though, and now it's Bibby for three.
You sure that wasn't true?
I'm positive.
You know, winning is a deodorant. It covers up a lot of things.
Yes, it does. Well, when you talk about Mark Cuban and the Maloof brothers and the Maloof family, high energy ownership for both these teams, too. Remember, 15 years ago, nobody wanted to play for either one of these teams. Maybe not even 15 years ago. Here's Christie on the break. On Christie, his second basket.
You know, this is the game we talked about, though, Brad. You look at it, a minute ago, it looked like the Mavs were going to run away with this, and now, bang, they're back.
They were
Sacramento Kings.
They were up 6, and Sacramento ran off 7 straight, and Don Nelson had seen enough at that point. So Sacramento back in front with a 1-point lead courtesy of this last play, Doc.
Yeah, and this is why Brad Miller is such a great passer. The first thing he does, he grabs the rebound and then bang. But what he sees that no one else sees is no one's looking at the ball. 5 guys right there on the Mavs, none saw the ball. The only one who saw the ball was Christie. But that's what makes Miller and Divac great passers. They saw that before the Mavs saw it.
Their assists as a duo is even higher than their own backcourt of Bibby and Christie, and Bibby considered one of the best point guards in basketball. Not only is that statistic phenomenal in that they're leading their own backcourt, but combined they're better than 23 starting backcourts in the NBA. You think these two big guys can pass? I'd say yes.
Well, you can make the argument the best passing in history for bigs.
And just think when Weber comes. New shot clock. We're under 2 minutes in the first half. Finley, Nash, Howard, Jamison, and Nowitzki on the floor for Dallas as they now trail by 3. That can be changed in a hurry. Howard, the extra pass to Jamison on the baseline. Good look by Josh Howard. Jamison with 6. 45-44, Sacramento. Bibby, Miller gave it right back to him. Blocked underneath by Jamison. And now Josh Howard slips, bringing it down court. That leaves Christie and Bibby alone. And Bibby gets the easy one. Well, Josh Howard had something going, but just lost his footing right in front of us. And with that turnover, Dallas 9th of the ball game. 7 this quarter.
And that's uncharacteristic.
It is.
The #1 team in turnover, Dallas, is not turning the ball over. That's amazing when you think the points that they score, that they don't turn the ball over.
Steve Nash, this time a fadeaway one-leg jumper from the free throw line. Earlier he had a running jumper from the same spot. Nash with 8. We're under 50 seconds. And offensive foul.
That's Nash being an irritant, you know. He really, this play was all about the Nash was getting up into Christie, getting under his skin, so Christie decides I'm just going to...
Pitch in the first half, their offense has come to life. And there's the turnover story. Final 3.8. Nash looking for an inbound to Jamison, who wheels on the baseline in front of Stojakovic. Great move by Jamison. Dallas is going to have the lead at halftime.
That's how you use a timeout, Brad. 3.8 seconds. You call it 20 seconds, you have it left, and you get a layup out of it. And really, the play was made more by a great pass by Nash. That is a terrific pass, catch, and hoop by James.
Isn't going anywhere this season, but Suns owner Jerry Colangelo still has some pull. When President Bush visited Arizona on Wednesday, airspace around Phoenix was restricted for use by Air Force One. That would have forced the Suns, returning from a game in Denver, to land at an airport an hour away, and players were grumbling. But Colangelo informed his former fellow baseball owner Bush of his team's flight and plight. And voila, the Secret Service allowed the Suns charter to land in Phoenix around 4 a.m. on Thursday. So, who's a better actor, Darius Miles or Lamar Odom? Apparently, it's Miles, who beat out Odom for a role in the upcoming Paramount movie, The Perfect Score. Both read for the part 2 years ago, but Miles got the nod and the 6-figure salary for 9 weeks of shooting in Vancouver. The movie is about high school students who steal the SAT answers.
What you need is you need 900 or better on the SATs.
Did Darius take the SAT? I can't get off this movie, Jag, so I picked the brain of a real Hollywood mogul, Baron Davis, whose film production company is releasing its first movie next fall. I asked BD who he'd cast in a movie if he could only use NBA players. His list: Allen Iverson, Kevin Garnett, Allen Houston, Yao Ming for the international flavor, and Sam Cassell. Davis says he'll chat up Iverson during the All-Star break to see if AI will be interested in Davis's next film about a street ball team. Perhaps there's also a role in the flick for a smart, sensitive, mystery-solving reporter who's a babe magnet. With the DA Report, I'm David Aldridge.
What you do in these kind of things,
That's exactly right. It's like the rope-a-dope with Ali. You win the last 30 seconds, you win the game.
Let's check in with Michelle.
Well, the Sacramento Kings in their locker room talked about also taking better care of the basketball, not allowing Dallas to get out in the open court and run. That's where they get their easiest points. They also said Dallas's zone gave them a little bit of problem, and that's when Dallas got back into this game with their zone defense. They want to be able to handle that. And third and most important, perhaps, is getting Peja more open looks. They talked specifically to Peja and about Peja. He needs to get more open looks. They say it's more their fault than the defense. Guys?
We just smile at Tom Washington, one of the officials, who's probably in as good a shape as any official in any league anywhere. And he looked at us, and we were just going back and forth, back and forth. The scoring lead and the lead changes have gone back and forth as well. Bibby and Stojakovic leading the way with 11 each. 5 players with at least 7 points for Dallas. Peja, though, 4 for 12. That great job that really Josh Howard, for the most part, has done for Dallas.
Yeah, Josh Howard in the Dallas zone, I thought both of them had played a part in guarding Stojakovic. I think the other thing, and Rick Alderman talked about it yesterday, Peja is a different player than he was 2 years ago. He used to be a standstill shooter, stand still and take shots. Now he has to get shots on movement. Watch for this half, them trying to get Stojakovic shots on the move.
We mentioned earlier he can be held in check and then all of a sudden go for 20 and a quarter. There's the first 2.
On the move, you know. You can see that's going to be one of the adjustments the Kings are going to make.
Cuts the Dallas lead down to 1. Michael Finley had a 9-point first half to lead Dallas. Here's Josh Howard, the youngster we were talking about that did a nice job defensively, trying to go offensively. Christie fouls him.
And you see right here, this is movement. In the first half, he was standing still. Now they're going to get movement. They know a rookie is guarding, and rookies struggle fighting through picks, and I think that's what you're going to see again in this second half.
5 on the shot clock. Nowitzki on the inbound. He'll put it over the top of Christie. And he's fouled.
That's where Nowitzki gives you fits. I mean, you got Christie, a great defender. Bottom line, Nowitzki has 5 inches. He knows if he gets deep enough, all he has to do is turn. And Christie, it's a foul. You almost have to foul him or give him an open look.
And instead, you give him the free throws. And Dirk's going to knock most of those down. Dirk Nowitzki in his 6th year. The German sensation out of Hamburg. And what a trade when he came here. When you look at, and no offense to Robert Traylor, everybody said, what's Nowitzki coming down here for? Well, I think he's shown everybody in Dallas why he's here now.
Yeah, but when we remember that trade, everyone thought it was a bad trade for Dallas.
Right.
And it turned out to be a great trade for Dallas and a great trade by Don Nelson.
And Stojakovic already with 5 points in the quarter. So here we go. We're a minute into the quarter, and we're tied at 52, the 6th tie of the ball game.
You know, and Josh Howard is thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah.
In the first half, he was just standing there.
Steve Nash is in double figures. Nash, a good offensive game, and you can tell he really came to force the issue today against Bibby especially. Pass in deep to Stojakovic. This time he can't convert. Nash open for 3 on the pass from Walker. Steve Nash, 5 straight. Dallas leads by 5.
Someone lost Nash, obviously. You don't get an open shot that early in the offense without someone just missing an assignment.
There weren't a lot of 3-point attempts by Dallas in the first half, and you got to figure that's going to change eventually.
You know, one of the things we talked about before the game is a point guard play. First one, he sets it up with the drive. Second one, I may have been able to make that shot. No, that's not true.
Josh Howard, by the way, picked up his 3rd foul. That's something to keep our eye on as well. Vlade drives inside and got it.
You know, Vlade Divac, you love watching him. He has the vertical, negative vertical now. You know, it's -1.
Well, he moves about like that thing we have on Mars taking pictures. Finley. What's it called? Spirit? I guess he's got the spirit anyway.
He has it now, watching him run the floor.
Yeah. Got the 36-year-old legs, too. Stojakovic on fire here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, well, 2 things are going. Josh Howard has 3 fouls. They're moving now. Stojakovic is catching the ball on the move, and it's going to be a difficult second half defensively guarding Stojakovic.
All of a sudden, he's got 18 points. Finley off the glass. Michael Finley in double figures with 11. 59-56, Dallas. See if Stojakovic gets another touch. He does. This time off the mark, though. Finley made a nice run at him at the last moment. Vlade Divac.
Just watch this. I mean, look how high he gets.
See, that's the rover on Mars.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. You couldn't slide a Monday paper under him.
Definitely not a Sunday. We know that.
No way.
3 minutes into the 3rd. Here's Vlade again. Looking for the scoop and got it.
But at the end of the day, more zone defense. And that's exactly what Dallas is trying to go to here. More of a matchup zone.
And Walker steals it from Vlade Divac. Antoine this time goes with a right hand, and it comes in and out. He's going, which hand do I have to try next? Found a little crease twice. Twice he missed the shot. Here comes Dallas again on the break. Nowitzki wide open. Got it.
Timeout. That's a great timeout by Rick Allen. It's unforced errors, and this is unlike the Sacramento Kings just give up turnovers. And when they do that again, it gets the Mavs out on the break, and you can't afford that on the road.
And it was 3 straight turnovers, and the last one led to this Nowitzki bucket. Dallas 61, Sacramento 58. Now down, but he's starting to warm up. He had 31 points and 14 rebounds in the Christmas Day game against Sacramento. And now on that last break, Nash to Finley, the big three. Nowitzki's the finish man. He's got 11. And Dallas has the lead, 61-58.
I think the key what Nash is saying was what he does at 7 feet tall. You know, put it in perspective. He's taller than Moses Malone, Tim Duncan, and Chris Webber, but he plays like a guard. It's pretty amazing.
Can put it on the floor, create shots. And now that he's getting healthier, he's starting to look like the all-star that he was a year ago. Sacramento had 3 straight turnovers in about 35 seconds the last 3 trips down court. Let's see if they do better this trip. After the timeout, they do. Stojakovic scores. Nash with a foul, his 3rd.
Well, this is what Nelson has decided to do. Josh Howard goes out. He puts Steve Nash. Steve Nash is guarding Stojakovic. So he's trying to take away the movement on the outside. So Stojakovic, he goes down low because he has better size. Smart move.
And he's a #1 free throw shooter in the NBA. Showing why with that form. 21 points for Stojakovic, and it seemed like 5 minutes ago, all of us, including the guys in the studio, were saying, well, Peja Stojakovic is having a quiet day. Now he's tied it up at 61. Jamison out to Walker. Straightaway 3. And Miller with a rebound.
But that's the type of shots Nelly wants. In first, then out. He doesn't mind the threes from Walker when they're set up that way.
Vlade Divac got it down to Christie. Christie now has to try to save it. It goes out of bounds. So that's 4 turnovers in the last 5 trips. But they did get the 3-point plays stuffed in between.
Yeah, and Christie's really having a problem handling the ball. I mean, these aren't defensive turnovers. These are unforced turnovers.
Nowitzki, there's that fadeaway over Miller. A 7-footer over a 7-footer from about 18 feet.
Miller hasn't guarded many 7-footers like Dirk Nowitzki.
Steve Nash has got to be a little bit careful now. He's got 3 fouls. Here's Miller against Nowitzki trying to return the favor, and not quite. In and out. Nowitzki the rebound. And he's bumped by Miller.
I don't know if he was bumped by Miller or if he bumped Miller. I mean, but this is what we're talking about. You can't teach size or height. All he needs is a little room. With that size, he can always get up the shot.
And he snuck that little elbow out there to get. You're right. Maybe he did push Miller more than Miller pushed him. At any rate, Brad got the foul. Nash, the jumper.
Yeah, we call that the chicken wing. You know, that's what he sticks out. That little chicken wing and bone, and it works, and he gets away with it.
Steve Nash wings one for 15 points for him. Vlade backing in Antoine Walker, and the reverse layup. Vlade Divac has a dozen.
And did you see Walker's expression? He was yelling for help. You know, he thought someone was going to come down and give him help and didn't get it.
Even on the offensive end, he's still got a frown on his face going, hey, guys, this guy's 7'1", 275 pounds, and you're not giving me any help.
Now, you look at it. He's waiting. He's trying to buy time, hoping someone digs and give him help. There's no help. He's turning around. Where is the help? There was no help.
And there's almost not too many players in the league as sneaky around the basket as Vlade Divac is. Jamison. The rebound is Divac. Mavs by 2, 5.5 to go third quarter.
Mavs should be very careful right now. You can almost feel Sacramento trying to get into a flow here. And they really have not been into one this game.
Bibby took the shot for the lead and missed it. Nowitzki tracks down the rebound right in front of the Dallas bench, and now he'll bring it all the way himself and take it himself. You heard it hit both sides of the rim and pop out. Nash trying to stay with Bibby and playing with 3 fouls. Double team back to Vlade, and then tipped up and in. I don't know if it was Finley or Miller. Miller will get credit for it. Brad Miller's 4th point. He has 12 rebounds.
He's really been quiet offensively.
Excuse me, he has 14 rebounds. I take it back. Jamison for 3. So Dallas missed a couple open jumpers the last 2 trips down court, and now they find themselves tied again at 65. See if Stojakovic gets a look this trip. Nope, it'll be Miller all the way to the hole and score it, and a chance for a three-point play.
You can see it. You can feel Sacramento getting in a little rhythm right now.
Just over 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter and 9 seconds on the shot clock. Nash with Bradley, Finley, Nowitzki, and Jamison on the floor. Dirk on a runner. Got it. Nice shot. Quickly down court. Bibby's got an open look for three. Now moves inside the line and hits the jumper.
You can't celebrate when you make a shot against either one of these teams because the ball's right back up your throat.
You can barely blink your eyes. Kings by 3. Nash leaves it underneath for Finley. That's no man's land. He's trying to get out of trouble and instead turns it over. And now it's Christie ahead to Bibby for the break. Dallas, a costly turnover, and as Doc said earlier in the ballgame, every time you turn it over, you're going to pay on the other end. And now Sacramento leads by 5. Jamison on the elbow. Nobody even near him.
No one knew who was guarding him.
Greens, he's warmed up. He's hit 4 field goals in this quarter from a variety of spots, and now's the leading scorer with 21 points. Does his style remind you anybody, Doc?
Does that look like Larry Bird or what? I mean, you look at that, you look at the hand set, they release it the same. They break a lot of rules. I mean, look at that. Their knees are inverted, their wrist comes flat, but at the end of the day, when they release that shot, it's right at the basket. Both beautiful shots at the end, and that's all that counts. They really do look alike, though.
And after 6 years in the league, comparable numbers in their 6th season, Peja Stojakovic trying to catch up. It's hard to be compared, and Peja says, boy, to even be mentioned in the same breath as Larry Bird, are you kidding me? Michelle? Mavericks back in front. Another lead change in Dallas. Bibby underneath, had it blocked. And last touch by Michael Finley.
But this game turned around the minute Don Nelson put Sean Bradley in. The Mavs were attacking the basket. They put Bradley in, and it all stopped.
And Nowitzki with another steal. Best, Nowitzki for 3. And Travis Best keeps it alive. They work it around the other side. Finley got it. Quickly things can change when it's the Kings and the Mavericks, huh? Bibby for 3. Got it! Mike Bibby quiets the crowd in a hurry.
A shootout right now. This is a shoot.
Travis Best the rebound. I don't think he's going to get a shot away. He won't. And the third quarter, Dallas, much like they did the first 2 quarters, not quite as dramatic, but a 9-3 run will do it for them because at the end of 3, they lead 76-75. This presentation of the NBA on ABC will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. To the officials.
Well, you got okay, Mike. I understand that's your opinion, but I got you. I'll let you guard there. Got him. Okay, I have you extended. That's what I have.
Tom Washington listened.
Yeah, and you can see he had the right call. But one of the shifts that the league has made, and I like the shift, is that the officials and the players communicate now. The old school thought was when a player complained, the official would walk away, and that would irritate the players more. You know, Michael Finley still believes that he was right. But at least he had a chance to vent. They both talked. It's over with. They move forward, and now they both can do their jobs. And I think it's a great shift.
Bobby Jackson. Off the mark. Rebound is Jamison. Honey buns and all. He runs with Travis Best. Pull-up jumper. Got it.
Transition.
6-point lead. Can Dallas make that lead swell? They clear out for Walker against Peja. Antoine trying to work the baseline. Got another one. Big 2 shots by Antoine Walker. And the biggest lead of the afternoon for Mark Cuban's Dallas Mavericks. Walker first against Sangaila with a hook across the lane. And then an even tougher move against Peja Stojakovic working baseline for the last one. When you do things like that, you haven't scored much all day, your teammates go, "That a baby," and your owner says, "I'm ready to write a check."
It's like we talked about at halftime. They did it again, and they have the lead. You know, the Mavs or the Sacramento Kings have forgotten about Stojakovic. You got to get it back to Major. He was playing great, and you had him moving. They don't have that anymore.
Jackson leaves it out for Miller, who's open for the jump shot. Bradley with a rebound. We approach 8 minutes. Antoine Walker had the last 4 points for Dallas. Almost had the last 6. Bobby Jackson, Sacramento may need him to warm up before this thing's over if they continue to shut out Stojakovic. Miller missed again, trying to follow it, and Walker with a rebound. Nash, Jamison, and Walker run together. Walker with a finish. The lead is 10. Jamison almost had a steal. Bobby Jackson with a layup on the baseline. And finally, Sacramento gets a field goal. They went 5:40 without a field goal.
And smart play by Bobby Jackson. Their last 4 or 5 shots had been jumpers. He had a jump shot, passed it up, and attacked the basket. Again, the zone has really bothered the Kings.
Walker, the dish to Jamison, and blocked by Miller. Under 7 minutes, Bobby Jackson trying to run this one down, and does. So in close, back-to-back, Bobby Jackson with 12. We said he's instant offense, and he may have to warm up before it's over. He's warmed up the last 2 trips. 87-81.
No lead is safe.
Nope. They clear out for Walker against Stojakovic. One extra pass to Finley. Finley with a 3. He's got 19. Stojakovic off the feed from Brad Miller, and he might have an old-fashioned 3.
Just ball movement here, Brad, and that's the one thing the Mavs are doing. They're really doing a nice job of moving the ball. Everyone is involved right now, and the 2 guys who are facilitating it are Nash. Brad, and that's the one thing the Mavs are doing. They're really doing a nice job of moving the ball. Everyone is involved right now, and the 2 guys who are facilitating it are Nash and Walker. Walker is a point forward, and he's doing a nice job of scoring and getting everyone else involved.
Free throws about as close to automatic for Stojakovic as you can find in one body. He's got 24. The lead's down to 6, and we are down to 6 remaining. With Doc Rivers and Michelle Tafoya, Brad Nessler, and our ABC crew in Dallas. Nowitzki's got another one over Divac. 17 for Dirk. Dibby looking for some help. Miller. And a blocking foul on Sean Bradley, who goes upside down, and that's about 4 feet of lead changes. Right now it's Dallas lead by 8, 92-84, and we're under 6 minutes in the 4th quarter. Finley, 7 of his 19 in this quarter. Peja Stojakovic, you see his numbers, 24, right about on his average. But Dallas' run actually started at the end of the 3rd quarter and has pretty much continued.
And that's one of the things they've done all through the game. They've closed out quarters, and they've started quarters out with runs. And Sacramento has played in the middle of quarters, and I think that's a dangerous way to play basketball.
Brad Miller, 8 points, but 16 rebounds, which is only 1 shy of his career high. Got the roll and got them both. Makes it a 6-point game.
And as well as Dallas is playing right now, you look at the score and it's 6 points. With Sacramento, that's 2 shots.
I was going to say a 6-point lead might as well be a 1-point lead with these 2 teams. Walker with a hook. Boy, worked hard for that one. It was a good move. It just didn't drop. Bibby through traffic and over Nowitzki. Or should I say around Dirk. Either way, it's 20 for Mike Bibby.
Around Dirk.
Divac comes out on Nowitzki at the 5-minute mark. Nash gives it up to Finley. And his jumper goes. Now it's Walker again, backing in on Peja Stojakovic. Spins inside. No, he traveled.
Wow, that's a tough call. I didn't see it, but I tell you, the official was right on it, so you got to assume he saw it.
Bobby Jackson looks at the three-point line and then buries the three-point shot. Bobby Jackson has been the offense for the Kings in the fourth quarter. 7 in the quarter and 15 for the game. And he's cut the lead to 3. Nowitzki lobs it. Stolen by Stojakovic. Chance to make it a 1-point game or even tie it if they can hit a 3-pointer. Bibby's jumpers off the mark, and Bradley with a rebound. Nash going coast to coast. Nowitzki outside. And Vlade Divac with a rebound. 94-91. Dallas in front. Kings this quarter, they're starting to warm up, and they're doing it at a vital time. This guy, at any given moment, could tie it. So could this guy. The 3 came out. And they're going to say last touched by Dallas. So Sacramento's going to get another opportunity at the 3-minute mark to knock into that 3-point lead. Sean Bradley sits down.
And he did a nice job. I think he's the reason they have this lead.
Nash trying to bust through Brad Miller's pick. Bibby got 3. Bobby Jackson to try to tie it. Got it! Bobby Jackson, 2 threes this quarter. We're even again. It's 94 apiece.
Like we said, 6-point lead is only 2 shots away from a tie score.
Dallas led by 10 at one point in this quarter. Walker to try to give the Mavericks the lead, and does. Do not unbuckle your seatbelt. This landing could get rough. 97-94. Bibby for the tie. Got it!
Oh, wow. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
97-97.
Shooting is so important in this league.
Did we say it had the feeling of whoever has it last or whoever gets the last shot? Finley with a jumper. Up and down we go. 99-97. We're under 2 minutes. Finley has 23. Stojakovic trying to dribble. Finley steals it ahead to Walker. And Miller blocked the shot. Bobby Jackson for the tie. The rebound is Antoine Jamison. Nowitzki's out in front. Nash the dish. And he got it. Bobby Jackson with the foul. Nowitzki will have a chance to cap off a 3-point play, but we'll wait for the timeout. The dish to Nowitzki, the foul by Jackson, and there's +1 coming up for Dirk after the timeout. Center, it's 101-97. Dirk Nowitzki will be going to the free throw line.
And we're talking about transition game. Both teams are running. First of all, great defense right here, getting back, causing the foul. Secondly, now here's the Kings. Look at Stojakovic right here. This is the guy you got to get the ball to when you're in the break. He's your scorer. They don't get it to him. They miss. If you miss a fast break and the other team gets it, it's a fast break for them. Nash makes the right decision, gets it to Nowitzki, and they have a chance for a 3-point play. The biggest part of that play right there, if you're going to commit a foul, it's no way he can make that shot. And, you know, that was the first thought that Bobby Jackson had. He went to foul Dirk Nowitzki, but didn't foul him hard enough. And now he gave up a 3-point play.
And he sees Nowitzki score his 20th point. 5
They got to get 4 2-pointers to beat us.
And what Dale Harris is saying is, protect the 3.
Matches his season high. Miller down low in the final 10 seconds. And that puts Miller in double figures scoring as well as his 16 rebounds, but it's not going to be enough, doesn't appear.
No, it's not. And against the Mavs and against the Kings, when these two teams get the lead, you can't foul to get back in them because
They're
they
too
make
good
shots.
at the free throw line.
You know the difference in this game, Brad, and we talked about it early. The Kings came out to start the third quarter to get Stojakovic involved in their offense, and they did. They got him involved by the movement.
Time this year is going to beat Sacramento. Last year, the Kings lost in 7 games in the Western semis to Dallas. That was minus Chris Webber. They've done so well without Chris Webber to have 30 wins already, but they're going to come up short today on the road. And Dallas wins its 20th home game of the year and their 8th straight ball game. Are the Mavericks hot, or are they hot?
They're really hot.
Michael Finley comes over. He had a big game, says hello to Doc, and 108.99 is the final.